Yo, what's up? So today we're going to check out how to set up live loop cutting in Ableton Live. Live loop cutting is a technique from the early to mid 2000s developed by the creator of the Monome, Sen, or Brian Crabtree and his partner, and pioneered by artists like Daedalus. Now, this technique allows us to launch a loop and then jump to any place in the loop at any time we want, and also record that live loop cutting. This is kind of like DJs have a lot of cue points in just one section of the song, and they're able to kind of create something new out of this. I also have a Max for Live device that will allow us to do also some of the recording of the live loop cutting and also easily slice clips instead of using different follow action techniques to slice them. We'll check everything out. We're also gonna see some short performance at the end there, just demonstrating all this super fun technique for performance or just playing music. Let's check it out. Okay, I got an empty project here. Let's first check out how to do it in the simpler. So I'm going to let's load just a break here. There we go. Let's load this. I'm going to drag it down here on an empty MIDI track. It's going to load it already in a simpler. We don't need all these other tracks. For this, it doesn't really matter if you're in the arrangement or session. Let's first of all slice it. Let's warp it. I'm going to warp it in re-pitch mode so we can pitch it up. Let's launch it. Might sound like that. Okay, nice. Now I'm going to slice it every beat. Let's do eighth notes. And we're also going to change the playback, and this is the important part, to through. So through whatever slice you launch is going to continue from that point all the way through the loop. Okay, so we can jump in the loop. Now, if you want to quantize this, you can also use Max for Live devices like the newest one I found. It was the MIDI Quantize Push. Let's change it to, let's say, an eighth note. You need to launch the transport for this to work, and then it's also quantize. Awesome. You can of course use generic MIDI controllers like this MIDI Fighter 64, and then we can record it in MIDI if you want to play it back. Now, a couple of limitations here. First, it's not looping, so if I launch it once, it plays once. There's a few tricks on how to loop in the simpler. We're not going to focus on that today. There's also no feedback or visual feedback on the push here. I don't know where am I on the slices unless I go to the clip view. Oh, not clip view. On the device view here, focus on the simpler, and I can see it on the screen. If I use generic MIDI controllers, even MIDI keyboards, I don't have a visual feedback. Okay, so that's in the simpler, super fun. Just the through playback mode with the slicing is really fun. Let's say create an audio track, and let me load the same break here, right here. Nice. Now we can also use the session view as our live loop cutter, as our MLR software emulator by slicing the loop. So I'll show you soon a Max for Live device I created to easily slice stuff, but let's see a trick. This is kind of a hack on how to quickly slice clips and then into the arrangement view and then bring it back into the session. I'm going to go inside the clip and I'm going to go under the launch tab right here, turn on the follow action, tell it to play again, and we want to slice it. So let's unlink it. We want to slice it every, this is by the way, bars, beats, and 16th. Let's slice it every beat. Every beat? No, every eighth note, so 2/16. Nice. And I'm also going to turn on legato, so it's going to play from the same playhead, the last playhead position. And if I launch it right now, it's not going to sound different. It's going to look the same. Let's change it to re-pitch board mode. Okay, but if I record this to the arrangement view, again, setting up with play again, however long we want it, an eighth note, 2/16, in legato mode, look what happens when I record it to the arrangement view. That's it. You saw how it sliced it? It's a hack. This is if you need to slice audio clips You can put the BPM, by the way, on 999, set it up like that, it's slicing it automatically. Now I can take these slices, I can click and hold, hit the tab key, and drop them right here in the session view. Let's fold Command-Option-I, fold the inputs, outputs belonging to seed. Nice. Now I'm going to take all of them, and I'm just going to change the follow action to next, turn off legato. So now, again, we didn't do anything. It's going to sound the same. It's going to play the break. And we're in 999. So let's go back to 169 or 170. Nice. And now, essentially, we're almost there. We just need to or map our generic controller, or if you're on the push, you just go into the session and you already have it. Now, it's not launching as fast as we want. So two things. Or we change the global quantization, let's say to 8 notes or something, or we can take all the clips. And again, under the launch tab here, we can change the clip quantization, let's say 8 notes. Okay, and if you don't want quantization, of course, you can turn it off. Nice. On our generic MIDI controller, in this case, the MIDI Fighter 64, we do have to go to MIDI Mapping mode and then map to whatever we want. This is kind of customizable. I'm going to use the down arrow keys and just go one by one and map it to a clip. And now I can launch it and live loop cut it. But it doesn't give me visual feedback. So if you do have a controller that has LEDs on it, what you can do is you can turn on, you can create an empty MIDI clip. Under the Ableton, the live settings, make sure that under the link MIDI, tempo MIDI tab, you send out track to your controller. Mine is MIDI Fighter 64. And in my case, you can do it in the settings of your controller. I'm sending out to channel number 3. So MIDI out, MIDI Fighter 64, channel 3. And now, let me first of all, reset these. And now I can create a clip. And I'm going to turn on the MIDI preview so I can see which, here we can see the LEDs here. By the way, most controllers that you send MIDI notes to light up the LEDs, the velocity is the colors. So let's choose a color we like. Nice. And I'm going to just do something like this. Let's duplicate the length of this clip. And these ones, I'll have to bring up a few octaves to here. Here we go. So now we have this clip. Nice, just going from left to right. And I'll do the same. I'll slice it. Let's follow action. Play again. Every 8th note. Legato. Launch it. Don't forget to launch it. And record it to the arrangement. Sweet. We have the slices. Put it here. And change it to next. Turn off legato. And let's map it to the same controls. And now we have one this funky break sliced to our first row here on the MIDI Fighter. Nice. And I do need to also change the quantization. Right, so on the push, you don't need to do much because you already have the visual feedback and you can start slicing it. You can even turn your push around if you want it to be from left to right instead of top to bottom. I'm working on an extra Max for Live device to take over the push pads, so we'll have kind of a classic left to right configuration. That being said, I do already have a Max for Live device that will allow us to much easily set this up, just slice stuff. And also, we're able to record in real time our live loop cutting. So we don't have to, because right now we can hit the global record. And I'm recording everything into the arrangement view. But what if I want to loop it, if I want to add more loops to live loop cut and all of that? So let's check this out. I'm going to delete these. I'm just going to delete this and we'll set it up again. Let's go load the different. Let's load this. Sweet. Let's load the Max for Live device called MLR Live. I'm going to load 2 of them. One also for the LEDs, for the MIDI Fighter. And let's focus on track number 2 here. Okay, so first of all, track number 1 with our loop here. Let's see how long is it. It's 2 bars. So I'm just going to slice it to 8 slices. Let's slice it. That's it. I'm going to select all the clips here and hit Command-Shift-Enter or Control-Shift-Enter to turn on the follow actions, and we can launch it. And that's it. Now, let's select all the clips. We'll change a few things. We're going to open up the clip view. Let's first of all, you don't have to do this, just to re-pitch mode. And we'll also turn on the fade. This is not a must on everything, especially on drums. You don't have to, but in a second, we'll do also some harmonic and melodic loops, and you might add some clicks. So turn on the fade helps remove those clicks. Awesome. Are we already mapped? We already mapped, so we're good to go. Let's do the same for our clip here for the LED feedback. Let's slice it and turn on the follow actions. Let's try now. That's it. Okay, nice. Now on this MLR Live Maxwell device, we can also change the quantization of the clips to 1/8 notes. Okay, sweet. So all of them change the quantization right here of the clip, the launch quantization. And we can also record. So I'm going to MIDI map. Let's go MIDI mapping mode. Let's map this to record and this to clear the sample. So if it works like the Ableton looper. If I hit it once, it starts recording, hit it again, start looping. Again, stop the loop, hit again, continue the loop until I clear it. So let's turn on the metronome. Let's launch it. And let's record something. And now explain it. I can stop it. Continue. Start again. Stop it, clear it. Nice. And I can continue adding more and more tracks. As many as my controller allows, to add more loops to live loop cut. And of course, at the end, we can hit the global record if we want to capture everything into the arrangement view. So let me show you just a kind of a more elaborate setup for this live loop cutting. Okay, nice. Now, I do want to mention that if you're using the push, you would have control over the MLR Live through the push. You can start recording here, clear the sample, and even change all the settings right from here. If you are using the push, you don't need this extra LEDs tracks. So I have this just because of the MIDI Fighter 64. But this allows me to create custom visual feedback right here. Now, if I hit spacebar, we already see all my LEDs turn up because I have some tracks here that send just to turn this on. And these are momentary effects. I'll do a separate video just on setting up momentary effects. There's a lot of cool techniques just with this. Here I have my record for each loop. I have just 3 loops and the clear buttons, visual metronome that I can also turn on the metronome. And here I have to turn on and off another layer of drums. And that's it. Here I have my stop buttons, and these are 3 loops. Melody loop, the actual harmony kind of bass or the chord progression. And here I have some drums. And again, I can turn on another layer of the drums from right there. Okay, so this is a much more elaborate layout that, again, I will do a separate video just on momentary effects, but this is kind of where you can take your live loop cutting, which is super fun. So let me try just to do a simple, short kind of play around with this. I might mess it up, but let me just play around. Just a quick overview. Here we have beat repeats. Here is reverser, reverb. They're all the same on the same delay. This is a pitch. The top ones pitch it up. And this is filtering. Okay, let's try that. I'm going to turn on the metronome. I'm going to maybe move my keyboard. Let's try it. Let's bring in the drums. Let's take out the drums. And let's bring back the drums. Okay, awesome. Super fun stuff. Live loop cutting. I'll leave the link for the MLR Live in the description, although you saw you can just set it up yourself. One of the most fun techniques for live performance, just for coming up with ideas, live loop cutting. Shout out to Daedalus, Fan, everyone in the Monome community, and I'll catch you next time.